Okay, so you have figured out how much money you need to spend. You have gone through a excellent spreadsheet to figure out exactly how much fees are going to add on top of that along with shipping. But now I need to talk to you a little bit. This is the down to earth conversation I have to have with all of my clients. Is your goal realistic? Is your audience size and current audience engagement level going to maintain the amount of money you want to raise? Listen, not everybody can raise $1 million, and I think you know that, but there is a project that can be made with your audience where it's at, and I want to make sure that when you launch your project, it funds, it's exciting, it's successful, and it's a positive experience for everyone. So I have a few tools, and let's go over them right now. First of all, we're going to have a worksheet for audience size, and we're going to use this, use some other projects and compare yourself to other projects to see if your audience size makes sense for the size of project that you want to make. And then that's also going to depend, of course, on the engagement of your project. So let me talk about that really quick. In addition to the size of your audience, you need to be, for example, dedicated to promoting your project. We're going to go really deep into how projects are promoted, but I want you right now to look at me and tell me that you're not going to give up and you're not going to run away and you're not going to be one of those people who launches a project and goes on vacation for a weekend, okay? Because that means that your project is not going to be as successful as it could be. This is something that we're going to work on mostly in a future unit, but right now it's important that you think about that when you're setting your goal, okay? If you're the kind of person who's afraid of promotion, you're not going to make as much money. So think about that super realistically as we go into prediction of how much money you can make. Preparation of your audience is also super important. You need to be doing the work that we talked about all through the first half of class of giving them content, telling them about yourself, telling them how to get in touch with them, and getting yourself ready to get in touch with them through, for example, your mailing list. You need to know where to contact them. And are they ready for you? Are they ready for this project? We're going to be doing some work on that, but you need to be dedicated to the fact that you're going to do that work. Okay? Let us do some examples right now of musician audience size versus money raised. So I'm going to be focusing exclusively right now on musicians because that's where I have data because that is the most of the work that I've done. But I have a worksheet where you can go ahead and enter projects from whatever genre you're inside, books, podcasts, film, wherever you are. You can take all of that data, and because I have this dynamic spreadsheet, you can throw that in there and you can use whatever genre, whatever form you are in to predict your own project. Are you excited about a spreadsheet? I know you are. Let's do it. Here we are. This is the how much can I make Crush Your Kickstarter spreadsheet. I know it looks already a lot like the one we did last video. It has the same instructions. Is to put your name in here. I'm going to give my name and your project, which is My Great Love Album. Oh, haha, I've already messed up. Remember our important rule, which is make a copy, file, make a copy. It won't let you edit the project unless you have made a copy, but go ahead and make sure you make a copy so that you can edit the project. And then go ahead and write your name and the name of your project. Okay? I've already done that. Right here, Love Album, yay! The next thing that you're going to want to do is enter your following. So I'm asking you for your number of Twitter followers, Facebook likes, Instagram followers, YouTube subscribers, and YouTube views on a recent video. Let me tell you a few things. First of all, the reason I'm asking for YouTube views on a recent video is because that's telling me how up-to-date your YouTube subscriber number is. You might, for example, be like me, where I have over 17,000 YouTube subscribers for my band, but a lot of those happened 10 years ago, and my actual recent viewership is lower. So that's why that thing is there. And then also, maybe you're not on Twitter, or you have a very low number of Twitter followers. I want you to go ahead and replace your lowest number, or if you have a 0 in any of these columns, with the number of people on your mailing list. Okay? Because I want to make sure that this information is adapted to wherever your audience is. Now, if you have 0 somewhere else, that's okay. Zeros are fine. But go ahead and replace your lowest number or your 0 with the number of mailing list subscribers. The next tab just tells you a little bit of information, which you should know. Not every follower is going to back your project, okay? And that is something you really need to keep aware of. We talked about this way at the beginning when I was convincing you to do some content to build your audience. The number of backers that back your project, somewhere between 3 to 25% of your total followers, or if we're going to take like, which we are, the average followers per platform, which is just another way of looking at your followers, like between 2 and 50% of that number. So not everybody who casually follows your art is going to back your project. So keep that in mind. Also, the number that people that back you, even though I'm about to show you a predictive number, is really going to depend on the work you do to engage your audience. It's going to depend on your audience. It's going to depend on the time of year. It's going to depend on how cool your rewards are and how professional your page is. You're in this class, so you're really well situated for all of those things to be going very well. But please don't take this number as gospel. I'm not guaranteeing anything. Just know that this is a helpful estimation tool to get you in the right order of magnitude. But it really depends, and you still need to do work. The average donation to a music project is between $30 and $60, and I'm about to show you some sample projects. That number can vary based on, like, for example, if you're not doing a music project, maybe you're doing a film project. Different genres of music have different levels of amounts of money. And obviously, if you have cool rewards at a low level, cool rewards at a high level, that might change as well. So all of this is just to say these numbers are not an absolute. Let's look at the sample projects. So this is where I'm pulling my data from, and I gave you a little preview of this in the last video. This is some data I have been sampling over the last, over the last 10 years basically, but it's more up to date now, where I have taken the following information that I just had you enter here, and I took it from a whole bunch of people who have 215,000 followers, and people who have 4,000 followers, and people who have made, $165,000 on Kickstarter, and people who have made only $6,000 on Kickstarter. And I have averaged their information here into some helpful statistics, because I have found this actually to be a pretty accurate way to predict how many people are going to back your project. Now you see that this varies, right? So this person's average number of followers backing was only 2%, whereas this person here was 40%. And what is the difference there? I mean, it has to do with how recent the audiences are. For example, this person has 47,000 viewers on YouTube, but recent YouTube videos only have 3,000 viewers. That to me says this person had a lot of fans, but perhaps the project wasn't promoted that much, and also the fans that have existed on YouTube maybe aren't still following the band recently, so that's why this number is low. Whereas this band, this was their first Kickstarter project. They're pretty young. This is one of their first albums in a exciting new phase of them online. So a really high number of their followers decided to back their project. This one was even higher. Now you'll see it's a very low number of amount of money raised, but even though she only has 1,600 followers, all of them were very excited about this project because she worked really hard. Now I'll say Rebecca and the PDX Broadsides, both of these people with a high number of followers were also, or high number of backers following, were also my clients. So that, I would say, helped a little bit. I helped them make a nice marketing plan. So we're going to take this average of 23.48%. We're going to take this average pledge of 40%. And we're going to go ahead and apply it to my project that I made in the last couple videos. You'll see I went ahead and entered all my follower numbers here. So a total follower number of 9,000 and an average per platform. That's the math that this spreadsheet did for me. And it's going to pop up a prediction for me, okay? Prediction is this. My estimated range is going to be a low number for a low engaged audience and a low amount of promotion of 1,779. And then if I did something really wild, if it got really, really exciting, if I was one of those people who could really, really engage my audience, I could get 40,000. I would say this is probably unlikely because that high number, you'll see again, these high, super high numbers are generally for like smaller projects. These are for projects like under $7,000. That's where generally really, really high engagement comes from. The bigger your audience, generally the smaller your engagement is going to be, just because your audience is less intimately excited about you. And then my average prediction here is 16,144. Now, I'm not going to expect to make exactly that amount of money, but that tells me that the number that I came up with in my last video that of $20,000 for a goal isn't totally wild. I might think about cutting that project down a little bit and seeing if there's a way to make it slightly lower to start with. And I'm about to tell you how to do that in the next video. But it's telling me, okay, it's not saying that I can only make 3,000. I feel like if I wanted to ask for 20, I might be able to get there with an amount of work. All right, that feels good. This is how you use the Kickstarter comparison spreadsheet. I'm going to go ahead and throw that in the description of this video. And please do that for yourself, unless this kind of prediction will get you two in your head, then don't do it, because again, this is just a prediction. And in the next video, I'm going to talk to you about how you might crunch down your budget, just some thoughts and ideas if you need to, if this number is much lower than you think it needs to be, so that you can go ahead and get a project funded.